Blocked by Street. Look at the moves. The spin. The coach through the touchdown. Turbin. 6 yards.
How pathetic that I'm sipping juice in the end zone. You're freaking running into the end zone to make a sick touchdown. I mean, that is the most pathetic thing
But
I've
you know
ever
what?
seen in my
You're
life.
advertising health and wellness, you know?
Oh my
Health
god.
and
The
wellness.
whole point of that is I have to preface the whole point of that is for the juice plays because I'm all about the juice plays. But Nick, make a note of it. We are totally gonna redo my.
We have to do something else. I like to smile after that.
Oh
Hey, that's a
my
heck of an
god!
intro.
You look like one of those. You look like one of those midnight commercials. You know,
How embarrassing was that? Well,
those infomercials.
Either way, this is a new show we are doing called Turbo Mood.
Yeah.
Myself, Liv Moods, and Robert Turbin. We are doing a show where we are talking all things sports, betting, being an athlete that's been bet on. And so Turbin brought on a very special guest for us today. So Turbo, take it away.
Absolutely. My man, Will Davis, want to welcome you to our brand new show. First guest. This is history right now.
It is.
You should be feeling really good about yourself. When Book is Sports blows up, you're going to be the guy. Hey, Turbo Moves. When this show blows up, you're going to be the first guest ever. That's historic, man. Will Davis in the making. Former DB for the Miami Dolphins, the Baltimore Ravens. We went to college together at Utah State. I was his big brother on his recruiting trip.
Yes, sir.
And from that time forward, we've been boys ever since.
Ever since.
All right. A little history on me and Will. So, hey, welcome to the show, man. Really appreciate having you. Thanks for taking the time for us.
Hey, you already know, my guy. I appreciate you having me. Yeah, everything you said about the intro, it's been crazy. It's crazy that it's been, over a decade, since I first met you. We were on a recruiting trip, but yeah, big bro since we both made it to the league. You know what I'm saying? We both done doing our thing. So, man, it's a blessing having you, bro. It's good to see you always.
Absolutely, man. So earlier before the show, man, you were talking about you just got finished golfing. What's up? You got real skills, or you just playing with it?
No, I'm getting nice. One of those things I picked up. Yeah. Young to the game, but man, if you see my swing now, I look real good, and now it's all about just, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna cap about it. I'm looking nice, and so I'll be up in that 6 a.m. tea time, like to get it in before, get down around 10:30, and then get back to the day, man. But I'm disciplined, I'm going at it, and yeah, don't be surprised when you see me doing some stuff later on.
NFL to the PGA Tour, he's making a switch.
Right,
he's a well-rounded individual. I love that. I love that.
I ain't the only one the games, I'm saying, took in. There's a lot of guys, coming golf and stuff like that. And it's a great way to get out, even with your friends and fellowship and everything like that. So it's honestly dope. But it's still a lot of athletes. Watch out now.
Okay. Have you ever bet on golf? That's a very, very popular sport to bet on.
I haven't yet. I've just began really watching it. So I got golf on right now, actually. You know what I'm saying? Inside of the TV. So I'm definitely at that point where I'm locked in and I realize, to get better at the game, I got to watch the game. I got to watch everything about it. I got to keep seeing guys, what do the pros do and stuff like that. And then obviously, continue to apply it on the field.
Of course.
What is your experience like overall?
Training for this shit. This is
that's what I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you really trying to
film? He
said film. No, he didn't say he was watching like the game or TV. He said I'm watching film. I'm studying.
I know. My terminology is definitely, but I even said the field as if I'm talking about the football field. But
I know, I recognize that too.
Yeah.
What's Go ahead.
No, I mean, shoot, that's it. I mean, for everybody, watching or will watch, my handicap's is 17.5, so I got under 20, which is huge. And basically at that point where I can, get it close to 15. Started breaking to the 80s, quite a bit, and definitely still kind of. Low 90 stuff like that, but for when I picked it up to where I am now, it's only in due time. In due time.
See, Liv, he throwing the stats at us now, Liv. He throwing the stats. He's saying, "Look, if you guys want to get out here, you better get out here.
Hey,
you better get out here before it's too late."
For the PGA, he's like sitting in an interview right now. Like,
he's trying
to get that gig,
right? You try to let him know.
I
Look,
love
all
it.
the other athletes are trying to become boxers and everything now, right? They're trying to get that little shot on Thriller.
I know.
Be like, look, I'm swinging these golf clubs.
Hey, swinging.
Well, I
Wow.
would argue when you're a true athlete, you can I've said this for forever. Your athleticism can carry over into many different forms. Because I feel like with athletes, you guys have I think half of being an athlete is your mindset. The mindset that you guys had to have when you were in the NFL is so different than any other mindset of your average Joe walking the street. I mean, the discipline that's required, the pressure, nonetheless, that's required as well. And I would say with the pressure, that kind of leads me into my point with sports betting is I've now been on the side of sports betting where I'm betting on athletes, and when they're not doing what they need to do to put money in my pocket, I'm cussing the screen out. I'm pissed. I'm holding a grudge. I no longer want to watch them. Like, people invest so much of their emotional energy into these bets, and I know Turbin has seen that too now, where it's like you get hot, like that player's not doing what you need them to do, and you're mad. So back to that pressure, I mean, besides being chirped every second and getting tweets thrown at you that are this, that, and the other, I mean, being an NFL player comes with a lot of pressure. Part of that pressure is being bet on. I'm interested to know, I'm sure people bet on you, and I'm sure people have said, hey, I'm betting on you tonight, like, pull through for me. What is that pressure like, and what is it like to be bet on when you're in the league?
One, I remember the first time being bet on, like the homie was like, yo, it was first game of the year, we're playing the Patriots, and we're in Miami, and I think this was 2014, and so it's Tom Brady, obviously, it's in Miami, it's a big game, but obviously they're supposed to kick our ass and everything like that. So he told me straight up, he's like, hey bro, I'm excited to watch you because he's coming to the game, my boys are around town. He's like, I'm betting on Patrick, Tom Brady, just because, and I was just like, hey, bro, but I remember in my heart, like, hey, bro, because it's so different. It's when someone tells you that, it's like, dang, you know what I'm saying? And we ended up beating the ass in Miami, and it was the dopest thing because he was just kind of like, he was happy for me, but he lost the bread, but he was happy for me. So I think that experience is just like, you don't think about it while you're playing. It's not something like that, but it is one of those things that it can fire you up. But even on the flip side, when they're betting with you, you know what I'm saying? And you come through for them, it's dope. But also,
for sure. But if you don't come through for them, you better be prepared for a little perfect.
You hear it.
Absolutely.
And I think it's just it's definitely different when you're sitting there and people are so serious about it, like you said. Especially over-unders, they're barely missing this, or they need the defense to do that, or if we would have just stopped that one play, they would have made this much money. You know what I'm saying? You can start hearing stuff like that. And it's wild. It's so wild when you think like, man. But also on the flip side, when I got done with the game, it's crazy how many people are just like, oh man, this stuff's rigged. I guarantee these players are, he must have just like, he must have known it just for. I was like, bro, I never once thought about what was happening in the betting world while I'm on the field. So I was like,
I don't think dang well, none of the homies, while I'm playing.
I know none of the homies ain't thinking about their bet. That's just how it happened. Ain't nobody trying to stall or whatever, or what I'm saying, make sure this. I was like, bro, it's not like that. But man, they're so diehard and they believe in their heart, like, yo, no, this is rigged. Vegas is rigged because Vegas be on point. I don't know how they do that. That's the part.
My God,
I never understood
Turbin and I have talked about that. The fact that Vegas is as close as they are every time is scary. It's like, what do they know?
It really is,
bro.
It really is.
That's crazy.
Even at like playing another position, like you think about like some of the more like main like quarterbacks, and stuff like that, coaches. You're like, all right, hold on. Like what's really going on in those meetings that you guys have? You watching film for real?
Yeah.
What are you really talking about?
Bro,
what do you guys know that the rest of the people on the team don't know?
It's weird.
You know what I'm saying? It is. It's crazy.
I've bet on like passing yards before and literally hit it by half. And I'm like, how did they come up with that number? Like that, to me, it like blows my mind that they're as close as they are. But that's why Vegas makes money, because you'll lose by this much every time. If you lose, it's always by the hook, and you're just like, oh my God. Like it's devastating. But like I said earlier, there are people that bet like tens of thousands of dollars on players. And to apply that pressure to players is one, insane, because you guys are not robots. You're human. You're going to have an off game or something's going to go wrong. But I think it's important that you bring up that, like, you guys aren't thinking about that when you're on the field. You're there to do your job, and that's that. But then, of course, afterwards, if that bet cashes and you can celebrate with people, it's awesome. And I also love that you brought up that it's kind of motivating. If someone's betting against you, I feel like you guys kind of use that as fuel to your fire. Like, oh, I'm going to show you. Like, you just wait. Bet against me one more time and see what happens. I feel like it's kind
100%.
of that motivation factor as well. And I think that's awesome that it can be motivating, I guess, but also kind of comes with the downfall with the pressure applied.
But you hear about it, right, Will, on like Twitter, you know, like people who don't know you. Like earlier you talked about the homies, you know, betting on. The strangers do it too. And they'll let you know.
Let you know. Speaking about it, my boy Cortez Allen, bro, he was just telling me, I was just with him, and he was talking about Super Bowl where y'all won and y'all smashed them.
Okay.
And bro, he was with the homie in Vegas. Not even homie. He was a poker player, and he was in Vegas. And so, you know, professional bettor. And he's asking him like, "Hey, what do you think? You know, is it Seattle?" And he was like, "Bro, I'm not. You know, he's betting $3 million, bro." He's like, "I don't know. Sure enough, pick Seattle, bro." And he obviously he's partying, so he's a great time. Obviously, easy win because y'all killed the whole game. So, but I'm sitting here, bro. Imagine sitting next to him, man, in Vegas, he's dropping $3 million, got the ticket, and then hit. I'm like, bro, what? And not even hit, bro. Y'all blew him out. So it was the whole game. You knew you just made $3 million, like, with no stress.
It makes you want to participate.
Right. Bro, I could not put that much of my hard-earned money and depend it on another. Like, I could never, ever. I don't care how much money I make in my life. The risk that comes with you almost have to be like a little psychotic to be willing to put that much money on a group of people. Like, it's a different breed. Like, shout out to them. I mean, all power to you. But holy crap, I could never do it. I really
that's
couldn't.
The craziest thing. Like, at that point, you have to, obviously, he's a professional gamer. So at that point, you've done it so much that $3 million just doesn't look the same as I would look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was mad comfortable. it was nothing to. It was just like, yeah, you know. So I don't know how the professional gamers do it, but you know, there's a point where you do it enough, you know, you're more comfortable in it. Just like it's not that bad playing in front of 50,000, 80,000 people. Like some people would be like, yo, that must be hard. It's like, really, you know, when you get comfortable in it, it's not that bad. But still, millies, bro, that's crazy.
Did you participate while you were playing, like fantasy?
I played on not
that?
Football, NBA. Yeah, so NBA.
Okay.
My favorite. I love betting the NBA.
Okay,
yeah, me too. That's my shit.
And that's the part where I don't get how Vegas is so good with unders. I'm talking about come down to the line, homie, hit 3. I'm talking about you got the game. You know, it's like an under, and then the game's actually over, but the other team just walks down there, hits a layup that changes everything. Like, yo, it's
everything.
Just like, and they
it's
let
in
him
the last second.
Yeah, it's like, dog, please don't let him make that, dog. It's like, oh, but I love that pressure, bro. I'm telling you, it'd be basic games, yo. Back when Charlotte was playing the Timberwolves, but it makes that game so dope to watch. I tell you that right now. When you put some money on it, the game is live. You can see
that is such a good thing to say, because games that I normally wouldn't care about, all of a sudden I'm like, I've got the popcorn and I am coaching from the couch and I am like invested times a million. And I'm talking, I put like $10 down on these bets. Okay. Nothing crazy, but still it's like you're rooting for them so hard. Players that I would never root on, if I've got a player prop on them, I'm all of a sudden their biggest fan. I'm like team whoever. But on the other side of that, if you've screwed me over enough, you go in what I call the graveyard, and I never bet you again. You're dead to me.
Oh my God.
To do with you, okay? I won't name names, but Kyle Kuzma, sorry, he's one of them.
Okay, I feel you though. I feel you on Kuz. I feel you on Kuz though.
I'm like, but to your point with those over-unders in the NBA, I mean, if you're betting on the over and there's a missed free throw with 3 seconds left on the clock, and that's the 1 point you needed, that's enough to send me into a minor depression for a few hours. I'm like, are you effing you had one job. I feel like missing free throws is kind of like missing field goals in football. It's like that one thing that's like can be a make or break it in terms of a bet.
Even
and it's like
field goals are a lot harder.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. But the pressure there of that, of it kind of being like, it's on you right now. Like you are either going to help me make my night or you're going to really piss me off. But betting the NBA, Turbin's constantly dropping. his Turbo Tuesdays on the NBA, and
let's not talk about that.
No, I will. What I'm going to say is the NBA
is that high? Is he hitting?
Well, I would say.
Oh my gosh!
Earlier,
bro.
you did pretty well, but as of lately, the NBA is impossible to bet right now.
It's
horrible. It's horrible,
hate it, bro.
It's so bad.
I've never seen margin of victory is 50-something points. Like what?
I'm talking about, bro. I'm thinking for sure. Because I used to do like 12, 13, 14, 15 bets, and I do NHL, baseball, basketball. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna narrow it down to like 4 or 5 I'm so confident. Clean
Quality
sweep.
over quantity.
I want sweeps because I'm down bad right now, man. You know? And still, dog. And still, bro. I'm not hitting like that.
Said, I'm only picking the guaranteed games, and
you feel me?
Well, right now it's hard because there's so many damn injuries, and these teams are resting their best players, and they're Kyrie Irving. How many freaking personal days has this man taken in the past 3 weeks? I mean, he's been out every other game for God knows what reason. And I think a lot of these players are probably resting for playoffs, which I understand. But at the same time, like, how often do you see NFL players resting for playoffs?
That's what's crazy. Man.
Maybe week 17 if they've clinched.
Yeah, NBA players are sitting out. Like, they're not making a salary that's bigger than half the world, and they're just sitting out like they've got nothing to do. Like, excuse me, I'm trying to make money.
That's the sports. That's the sports betting. That's talking right now. See, for us, if I was on the court, I wouldn't give a flying nothing about what you're talking about right now. Pressing my legs.
It's easy for me to say because I've never had to suit up and get on the court or the field. But all I'm saying is all these personal days are screwing up the NBA in terms of betting. I was on a hot streak with player props. I was clean sweeping every other night. And lately, I am like Jack Frost right now. Ice effing cold. I mean, I can't.
I even put on the app, man. I was like, I'm getting one of those infamous Live Mood clean sweeps tonight because she was clean sweeping everything.
And now,
boom, boom, boom. Everybody ice cold right now.
Ice cold.
Everybody. You got to check out the app, man. We'll have to, check it out, man. It's really fun. It's a nice community, man. But I want to transition a little bit and talk about your career just briefly. If you could think of, like maybe one of your favorite moments, throughout your career that you played, whether it was draft day or whatever it was.
Draft day, obviously, iconic. It was I felt like I was going to Miami, so that is, I guess, cool part about it.
But, so you actually went where you felt you were going. That's rare.
Rare. Super rare.
Rare.
So that's why, I'm talking about my homies with Miami shirt before, that day when we woke up that morning. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy JT. And but at the same time, my agent's like, yo, you going top 3 rounds? Like, you good? I'm like that, and I was at that point, I was happy to be drafted. I wasn't even big on really where I went, but 3rd round comes around, Miami make their pick, and they pick this old lineman, my dog Dallas Thomas, and so I'm kind of like, man, all right, well, I wonder where I'm gonna go now. You know what I'm saying? And then the 80-something pick went by, and then it's getting there, and then it got to the 90th, and I'm really just like, yo, okay. And then sure enough, I get a call from Miami, and I'm just like, I know there ain't no more picks left, but they call me up. I'm thinking they about to just tell me, like, hey, first thing tomorrow, we got you, blah, blah, blah. But sure enough, we're having a little conversation, and they say, all right, well, you want to be a Miami Dolphin? I was like, yeah. And then they tell me, oh, yeah, well, we just traded with the Green Bay Packers. So they traded back in and got me. And so it was one of the dopest things, love for sure. But career-wise,
I never knew that.
Yeah, bro, they traded up and got me, man. So it was one of the dopest things, 93rd pick, and they got your boy, man. So I always, love that moment because it felt dope just, like, being there and then out of nowhere, oh, we back. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Go ahead.
No, you got it. Is it what?
I was gonna say, is it true what they say about Miami, playing in Miami? Is it true? Like the reason why you guys don't win is because it's Miami.
Woo!
It's Miami and it's popping every night. Sunday through Sunday.
I'm gonna tell you this. This is a dead honest truth. During season, I mean, it's not like, people think it's during season, bro, we all want to win. So not us are going to jeopardize getting dubs over being out. But the off seasons, that's where I think you get hindered because that's the time you take shots to get better. That's the time you take shots to get ahead. And all seasons, yeah, it's hard to leave Miami. It's hard to really every little bit of it. I mean, because it's all year, man, all year long, bro, all night, all long. I mean, obviously the women, you know what I'm saying, are the baddest ones on the planet. They all stay fit. The nights are long. I mean, it really don't matter. Like you can wake up at 12:30. You wake up at 12:30.
I know, right?
Shower, and you're just in time at the prime time at the club by 2:30, and the DJ just got on the booth. Like
2:30, what a.m.?
Oh, bro, man,
that's prime.
That's when the rappers, whoever is the artist that night, they don't get on until 2:30.
Oh, hell no.
They don't get on.
That's way past Turbin's bedtime. That is way
bro. That's what time you're supposed to be leaving, bro.
It's different, bro. So the off season is crazy. So yeah, bro. I think it's really those strides you can make to get better. You really, you know what I'm saying, can. And obviously there's always organization issues, whether it's this coach, that coach. I mean, so it's all a little, jumbled, but at the same time, we've always had talent. When I was there, I was 8-8. You know what I'm saying? So we had talent to get us far enough, but yeah, it's just being all together, right times, and stuff like that. But yeah,
bro, let me tell you something, and you should know better than this. Okay, don't ever in your life again tell anybody you guys had talent and went 8-8.
Bruh.
That's horrible.
Hey, 8-8 in the league
is not good. Is average.
See, he coming from a Super Bowl championship thing, so he think like he got blessed in his time there. So he get a different side of NFL that most people get to see. You feel me? I'm talking from a real one who got to see the real side. The majority of people go through in the league.
I got to see
who don't get a ring.
Listen. First of all, I played for Cleveland. Okay, I was in Cleveland for 10 weeks. Okay,
but imagine being in Cleveland 10 weeks and you never had a Super Bowl ring. Different.
I feel you.
You've never been to play.
Right.
Different.
Right. Wait, say that last part again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah, it definitely is different for you.
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't know how I'm just telling you from a Super Bowl champion.
Homie came in the league second year and got a Super Bowl ring. Come on, bro.
Hey, listen. Hard work pays off.
I think it's good for people to know, though, that like both being in the NFL does not mean that you had the exact same experience. I mean, you guys are talking about how there's kind of two different sides of the NFL, and that's important that people know that because, circumstances, you just talked about Miami a little bit, how, in that off season, that's kind of where the temptation is just sitting at you like, oh, should I go train like
but
everybody else or should I go have fun?
Yeah, but it's also the time to really maximize improving.
For sure.
You'll get better during the season, but not much because it's during the season you're playing. It's really the off season is where you have an opportunity to seprate yourself. And if
that's
you
where
out,
the true discipline
if you don't even start partying until 2:30 in the morning, it's gonna be pretty difficult to get better. But you know what? All the things that you said, Will, is indicative, and it kind of translates into the betting world. People who are betting have not understanding that it's not just about the players that are out there. I mean, the coaches and the organization,
the environment,
we talked about that.
The off-season,
exactly.
Yeah,
it all plays a role, into that fact, man, and so that's huge. Wanted to ask you another question. Top 3. What was it? Our producer just put it in.
Heading into the season.
Top 3 teams heading into the season.
You mentioned that draft day was like your best day, which is awesome.
Oh, my best day on the field was definitely Thursday night football. We're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're in Baltimore, and we're in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? And so I just got traded to Baltimore 2 weeks before that, and so I was really battling getting that third corner spot, getting a rotation, and sure enough, on game day, it's my first game with the Ravens. So, obviously it's in the league, like you get traded, it really ain't about what you've done. It's really about what you do here on this team. Like, we don't care what you've done over there, like, what I'm saying, what you're going to do here. And so obviously it has that pressure. It's new guys you're dealing with. You're going to feel new guys, new coaches. But you always want to, you want to show out. First impressions, everything. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
So that was huge for me. And sure enough, one of the homies went down. Concussion. So now I'm already in rotation. Now I'm like getting his reps on. Oh, really? And then the other homie got dinged up. So now I'm out there every snap. And
time to step up.
So by the second quarter, I'm out there, and it was dope because y'all locked everything down. And so I ended up being on the side with Antonio Brown a lot. So that was my huge, just like, okay, we playing against the GOAT. And sure enough, had him strapped all game. That game, he finished 4 catches, like 40 yards. And the best part about it, overtime, third down, AB coming my way, and obviously I already know they coming to him. You know what I'm saying? I make the huge play, boom. You know what I'm saying? So all the coaches going
stupid,
crazy.
bro.
I already, hey, bro. I'm talking about the
best
part
about crazy.
It. Hey, the best part about it had to been fourth quarter or third quarter, bro. I'm on him like literally like white and rice, like they say. And like I remember this one moment, bro. AB looks at me. And he's like looking at my number and looking at me like, who is this kid? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, he don't know what kind of cool I am, And because he's looking at the ref like, yo. And I'm looking at him like, huh. And sure, he looking at me, looking at my number like, who the heck's this kid who been on him all game? And so, like, that right there, yeah, that's number one. Because in front of everybody, all my homies watching, Thursday Night Football, you know what I'm saying? It's the only game on. You know what I'm saying? Sure enough, my intro to Baltimore strap against the best.
It sounds like, which is really good for me, because again, you guys have a completely different perspective than I do. I think what's really important for people to know is that, don't take this the wrong way, but making the team ain't shit. You got to prove yourself. Just because just because you've been traded, they've selected you. The hard part is far from over. It's almost like you are auditioning for that team every single time you step on the field. And I don't think people really understand that pressure. NFL players, all the talk about, you guys make so much money and oh my God, there's so much pressure. Sunday Night Football, everyone loves watching, whatever. The reality is every single game is an audition. It's a trial. Yeah. It's like, hey, can he do what he needs to do with our organization colors on his back? And that's huge. And I don't think people really understand the pressure that you guys, it's not just, showing out in college and getting recruited and then trying to get traded and whatever. It's every single game on and off the field. And I think that's important for people to know. Kind of leads me to something that Turbin was going to bring up. Draft day just happened. If you had to right now make a bet on the teams that you think, the 3 teams you think will be the most successful in this coming season after securing their draft picks and all that good stuff, based on what having been in this, industry, being on the field, knowing all the things, top 3 teams, if you had to place those millies we were talking about earlier, if you had to place some millies on the top 3 teams coming into this season, who do you think it would be? Oof. Pressure. I know. I just turned on the pressure.
So my top 3 teams coming into this season based off the draft and everything?
Yeah, just based off of this coming year. Yeah, what we can expect.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're going to throw Kansas City back in there, period. Obviously you're going to throw, to me, Tampa. They got all their starters back, healthy, everything like that. But, on top of that, I really love what the 49ers did, and I think they're going to be coming back healthy. And I think I really love the Trevor Lawrence pick, I really want to see if they're really as truthful as, they built up as that Zach Wilson kid. I really want to see that. But, my top 3 is definitely 49ers, KC, Tampa, but I am excited that the one player I'm trying to see if they really everything they say to be is that Zach Wilson kid, because he built a lot of good hype and put him in a great situation, get drafted, he went number 2. So I'm excited to see that. But I really love the Trey Lance, the system he's going into with Kyle Shanahan is elite. So he's going to be very comfortable. Everybody's going to be healthy. And so I think he'll be the most successful coming out quarterback as far as the young dudes coming in, based off just the system he's going into and the weapons I have around him.
Turbo, you have a rebuttal or you like it?
I like a rebuttal. I like it, but and you can call this bias if you want to. I don't care. I really don't. I really don't. But the fact of the matter is, Tampa Bay is number 1. Kansas City is right there. But the fact of the matter is, Seattle is the number 3 team going into this season over the 49ers. And that's period point blank.
I knew that was coming.
That's period point blank.
Was coming. I knew it.
That's period point blank.
I could feel the heat through the screen. I knew it was coming.
That is period point blank. Okay.
feel you.
When
Hey,
he
that
Period.
serious,
With
when
the
you
T
get
at the end.
serious,
Okay.
he like turns on a face, and when he's serious about a bet, it's like, oh my god, like he means
Oh,
business, and he is telling you what it is.
Yeah, and
Turbo and I had
crazy.
We had a real tough time betting on draft day. We kind of figured out what we liked for who was going which round and whatever, who was each pick. We were like 0 for 3. We were like 0 for 3. It was a rough time for Turbin and I betting on the draft day. So,
Yeah, it was rough, bro. I don't even want to talk about draft day.
Obviously, you got the number 1 right. Everybody better got the number 1 right.
Yeah, but I thought.
What about 2 and 3?
Nah, because I thought the Jets were gonna get who's the kid out of Ohio State?
We liked Mac Jones for number 3.
Yeah, we thought the Jets were gonna get Fields.
Oh my god!
And I thought Mac Jones. He said, I didn't know, bro. Okay.
Mac Jones.
I didn't know.
I'm surprised he went first round. I really didn't think he go into.
I think he went to the perfect team, honestly.
Yeah, I knew, bro. I knew the Niners was going either Justin Fields or Trey Lance. Period. I knew they was gonna get one of those brothers.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to finish up with this last question because I gotta get going. Best DB in the league right now, in your opinion, best DB all time.
Ooh.
That's best DB right now. Yeah, I'm gonna say Ramsey for sure. Confidence, the way in and out, and he's always the one. He guards the best player. I always respect the person who goes after the best player every time, whether he gets his L's or his dub. He ain't sitting on one side. No, he wants that guy, and I respect especially in that division and everywhere he's been. Like, he's had some challenges. He's always met them. He's fell short sometimes, but one thing about it, he's healthy too, and a lot of people miss out on how big just being healthy is for teams. And so, Jalen for sure. I mean, all time, no, you know what I'm saying, bro. I've always been about the swag. I've always been looking at, how they carry themselves, the confidence.
I know where you're going with this.
Confidence, the most swag.
I already know where you're going with this.
No, who am I talking about?
Easy. Prime time. You know what I'm saying? Prime time. 21st in prime, baby.
Come on, son.
21st in prime.
Come on, son.
It's all about the swagger. It's all about the swagger.
Man, confidence, everything. So when you can talk and then back up, ain't nothing like it. Ramsey talked and he backing it up. So that's why it's easy for me to just be like, yup, that's it.
That's what's up, man. Well, hey.
We would love to have you on the app just to throw out a bet, tell people what you like, especially in golf.
Yeah, because I'm going to probably hit. Y'all ain't hitting.
Yeah.
So, y'all need some.
And first of all, hold on. Don't just come on here trying to end the show disrespecting me and Liv like that.
Hey, everybody, I'm going to app. I'm going to give y'all some wins. I know it's been dry lately, but I got y'all.
Hey, you just said there's nothing better than talking the talk and backing it up. You just talk the talk. Now it's time to go to the app and back it up. Back it up.
Hey,
that's that swagger. You gotta do
Send
it.
me the link. What's up?
Absolutely. Right. Well, Will, thank you so much for joining us. For those of you tuning in, like I said, Liv Moods and Robert Turbin, we are doing this every week. We're going to take a little break for a little bit, but then we are back doing this every week called Turbo Mood. We'll have guests coming on. Will, you were the history. You are our first guest. So thank you so much for joining us. And we'll have to have you walk the walk on the app, and then we'll bring you back on, and we'll either roast you or celebrate you. So the choice is up to you.
I'm roasting either way.
Hey, first impression is everything. First impression is everything. I'm pleasure the first one, for sure. I'm going to show out.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we will see those of you tuning in. We will see you next time for another episode of Turbo Mood.